Hey, welcome everybody. This is Mark Dannenberg, and today is February 22nd, 2022. This is the Q&A for Options Moneymaker and New Cycle Trading and Analytics. Thank you for being here. We set aside time to answer any questions you have in your journey to learning how to be a profitable and effective trader. And we also continue to provide tools and services that will help you accomplish your goal. Now, I'm pretty excited tonight to say that we are ready to introduce our new options trading alert service. After several weeks of letting you know that it'd be coming, and we were just kind of finalizing everything to have it in place, we have it ready to go. So the options trading alert service is actually officially starting on Monday, the 28th. The first alerts will be Monday, the 28th. Now, the options trading alert service is ideal for traders with limited time to monitor chart patterns, and also for traders who want an easy way to diversify their trading. So, for example, if you happen to be a futures trader and you're focused on trading oil or bonds or the NASDAQ 100 futures, and you've heard about how effective the Aurora trading system can be with stocks and options also, this would be a service for you. So if you have limited time, you don't really have time or an interest in monitoring chart patterns, this would be a great service for you. We do all the work of scanning a watch list, monitoring the signals, finding the trades, and we do all of that using the powerful Aurora trading system. The Aurora trading system has been released to our community since January 3rd after 18 months of research, development, testing, validating, and it is a powerful system. Those of you who are in our live trading room can vouch for that. You see what types of profit and performance that we have on a regular basis. I'm going to share a little bit of an update with you on that here in just a little bit. When a trade through the options trading alert service is identified, we are going to communicate the specifics of that trade via a text to you. So we're going to send you an alert via text. The initial watch list that we are going to be paying attention to is what you see in front of you. Also, what we're showing you are the default profit targets and contracts. So let me walk you through this a little bit. So we've got some stocks. We've got Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Shopify, and Tesla. Then we also have ETFs, the exchange traded funds. IWM is the ETF that mirrors the RUT performance, the Russell 2000 index. The QS is the ETF that mirrors the NASDAQ 100 performance, and SPY, I think everybody knows SPY, is familiar with it. It mirrors the performance of the S&P 500 index. Now, a couple things that we considered when we were choosing these stocks and these ETFs. One is we've done an extensive amount of study on these, and although there are other stocks in a watch list that I monitor on a regular basis that I think would be excellent candidates for good trades, and I've seen a lot of great trades triggered by the Aurora trading system, but the open interest on those options does not support adding a large volume of trades on any particular strike. So if we're fortunate enough to have a large group of you participate in this service, we don't want to send out an alert where there is a small number of open interest contracts on a particular strike and have people have a problem getting in, or worse yet, getting out of the trade because there's just not enough activity in that particular strike to sufficiently get into the trade or get out of the trade. So we've done our research in terms of open interest. The ETFs, huge open interest on every strike that we would consider trading. And then the stocks, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Shopify, and Tesla, they all have a reasonable amount of open interest that we would be trading. I'm also listing for you here what the initial profit target is and the number of contracts that we'll be trading. So on the ETFs, our default number is 5 contracts, and on Apple, because of the cost basis, which is relatively low, very affordable, we'll also be trading 5 contracts. On the other stocks, Amazon, Netflix, Shopify, and Tesla, we're going to start with 1 contract on each of those. And they tend to be a little bit more expensive, especially Amazon. So there will be some of these trades that you might choose to take a pass on when you get the alert, but that shouldn't hurt you, because there will be plenty of action during the month. Now, the profit targets you'll see here, maybe 30 cents, but that's 30 cents on 5 contracts. 5 contracts, there's 100 shares of stock represented by a single contract. So that's on 500 shares of our position. And so might be $150 on that particular trade. But the 30 cents on the ETFs, the 30 cents on Apple, $5 on Amazon, $1 on Netflix, $5 on Shopify, $3 on Tesla. The reason we're shooting for those particular targets is because we have a very strong desire to provide an alert service to you that consistently makes money for you. And we have an extensive database of performance, and we are going to be using the 30-minute, 5-minute alignment of the Aurora trading system. And our database of performance, remember, we have been working on Aurora for now 20 months, having just released it to our community of traders January 3rd. But we have an extensive database, and we can look at our database and determine with very reasonable confidence that these numbers and these values should be reasonably obtainable on our trades. Now, like any type of trading, we're going to have some losing trades, but we're talking about 85 plus win rate that we're looking at on most of these stocks and ETFs. So that's what we're shooting for. So we're pretty excited about that. Now, the process is this: the team that identifies the team member at New Cycle Trading is going to identify the trade and open it in a live trading account. That's number 1. As soon as that position is filled and we know what the fill price is, then an alert is sent by a text to all subscribers within 30 to 60 seconds of the trade fill. Now, the profit target that I just showed you has also factored in an allowance for some movement of the underlying stock or ETF, slippage, we might refer to it as, because you might be getting in 60 to 90 seconds, depending on how quickly you respond to the text, how close you are to your computer, or maybe you can enter the trade at your brokerage firm off of your smartphone. However you do it, we've allowed within our profit target for some slippage, so that when we're looking for 30 cents of profit, or we're looking for $5 of profit, that's generally not running right up against the maximum that trade could provide for us. It is allowing for some room for you to be able to take hopefully the same. But if you are still in the trade and you receive a text from us saying that the trade has been closed, then you can go ahead and close out of your trade. We will send a text via the same alert process each time a trade has been closed, and it may simply say the $3 profit target was satisfied and we're out of the trade, or in some less frequent situations, we may have we may send an alert that says we modified the exit because of some things we saw on the chart. And so we had an original profit target of $3. Maybe we took $2.50 to lock that in. We will also publish performance on our website on a weekly basis, and you'll get more information on that towards the end of next week when we post the first performance results. Trades alerted are going to be day trades. They're going to be open and closed in the same day. Now, there might be rare exceptions to that going forward, but this is the way we are starting the service that we're launching as of February 28th. Now, cash accounts have different day trader requirements than pattern day trader accounts. So this is where it's important that you have a conversation with your broker. If you're interested in the service, you need to talk to your broker and ask about how this trading would affect your account. If you have a cash account, you should be okay, but that's a conversation that is your responsibility to have with your broker and understand how it's going to affect your account. So we'll put that on you. If you're interested in the service, we are here to do the work. We're here to select the trades, and we are here to help you do a good job with this service. The cost of this service is just $97 for the first month. We want you to get on the service. We want you to get comfortable with the service. We want you to understand, how to be alert for your alerts, and what your personal process is for then translating that alert into a trade. So there's a little bit of getting used to the service for you. So it's just $97 for the first month, and it's $197 per month after that. Our profit objective for the service, this is our objective. This is not a guarantee. This is not a commitment that we will achieve this. We could do more, we could do less, but our profit objective for the service is to average over a typical 20-day trading day month, $300 per day. So that's $6,000 a month if we average $300 a day. If we were to only achieve half of our profit objective, the opportunity is $3,000 of profit per month for a service that we're only going to charge you $197 a month for. So I think that the value equation is significant there. We consciously priced it that way. We know that this is a value add service for many of you, whether you're an active trader or a passive trader. If you just don't have time to pay attention to charts, but in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, I wish I could make some trades or figure out how to make trades. You might not understand anything about the Aurora trading system. We understand it intimately. We know how it works. We know how effective it is. We're going to be using that, plus some of our own, what I'll call secret sauce. We have a team of highly skilled and experienced 20 plus years of experience in trading futures and options. And this team is going to be selecting these trades. So we're pretty excited about offering this. I'm personally excited about offering this. And what you should be looking for and what you should expect is an email to come out tomorrow, sometime probably later in the afternoon tomorrow. And that will give you an opportunity to sign up for the service. And again, it's $97 for the first month. It's kind of an insignificant cost for the first month. And then it's $197 per month after that. Okay, before we get to Q&A, I see a few questions out there, but I want to just finish this up here first. Just a quick update on the Aurora trading system, and this is based on performance of the NASDAQ 100 futures. Every day in the live trading room, we track and trade and call out trades on the NASDAQ 100 futures. Now, there's sometimes I'm a little hesitant to just keep trading NASDAQ 100 futures because the perception can be that the that the live trading room is a NASDAQ trading room. It's not a NASDAQ trading room. It is a trading room where we are providing for you instruction and reinforcement in understanding the Aurora trading system signals, which can be traded on the NASDAQ 100, can be traded on options, it can be traded on oil, bonds, corn, any other futures contract you decide to trade. We have several of our live trading members who have started to diversify into oil and even bonds. We have several of our live trading room members who are also taking a look at options as they relate to the Aurora trading system. So what I'm presenting to you here is just a snapshot of what the Aurora trading system is capable of providing to you. The 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., that's our primary trading time on the NASDAQ 100 futures. 7 to 2 is averaging $2,613.72 per day. $2,600 a day. That is on one contract, one futures contract. Now we open our live trading room at 8 a.m. Eastern, and so the 8 to 2 performance is 2274.31 per day. So either way, even if you factor in some slippage, some people are concerned about slippage, you're at a couple $1,000s a day potential. That's if you trade the entirety of 7 to 2 or 8 to 2. We have an aspect of our trading that we refer to as PATS. We taught that in session 5 of the Aurora trading system education. And PATS will indicate to us sometimes earlier in the day, earlier than 2 p.m., that perhaps now is the time to stop trading. And sometimes by stopping using our PATS prompt, we end up favorable to the system that day, and sometimes we end up unfavorable to the system that day. But there's a lot of ways that you can think about that. If I stop trading because of a PATS prompt and it's 9:30 in the morning versus trading all the way until 2 o'clock, and I end up slightly unfavorable to the 2 o'clock number, well, I also saved all of that investment or expense of my time from 9:30 until 2. So the personal trading plan, which we use as a way to track performance, will sometimes be running ahead of overall system performance or sometimes be lagging behind. But here's what the personal trading plan is showing us. We started January 3rd, 2022 with an account balance of $5,000. As of today, the end of trading today, the profits accumulated in the trading plan are up $52,550. That's since January 3rd. That's a very, very reasonable growth, in my opinion. Now, that 52,000, there are days where I'll stop trading based on PATS. I'll announce to the room, hey, we're not done. We're done trading for the day. And then there are significant profit points that are available to us after we stop trading up until 2 o'clock. That's okay. I'll show you in a little bit after we take on some of the questions here what the personal trading plan looks like, and that the forecast, having started with $5,000 and forecasting out for 12 months, is about $2.7 million. So we'll see what it is at the end of 12 months. I'm not promising anything, but this is where we are as of today. All right, we're going to get to questions. If you have any type of question at all about who we are, what we provide, free trading education that we provide a lot of free information, how to sign up for services, look at newcycletrading.com/education. Now, we have out there on our website the options trading alert service, but we're not ready to have you sign up yet. It's starting the 28th, and tomorrow will be when we send out an email, and you'll be able to sign up from there. All right, so let's jump over to some questions. Kristen and Aaron are with me here tonight. See if we can grab some questions.
Raj is asking, are you suggesting out of the money put spreads?
All of our trades in the alert service, Raj, are going to be buying puts and buying calls. If we send an alert that says we're buying to open a put, and you take that to mean there's a downward bias and you want to open a put debit spread instead of just buying a put, that'll be entirely up to you. We are not trading spreads in the service. We're not trading credit spreads. We're not trading debit spreads. We're not trading diagonals. We're not trading calendars. We are simply buying a call or buying a put. There's no management of these trades. We can teach you an extensive amount of options position management through our options trading education course, but we're not going to be doing it. We're keeping this just as simple as possible. We're either out for a win or we're out for a loss, but it's going to be buying calls and buying puts.
Mark, David is asking, will we be able to access a spreadsheet, as we could with previous alert service, that shows the results of your research for each of the trading vehicles as to profit history and percentage of profitable trades, etc.?
So we are not providing any kind of a specific detail. I think you're talking about the PSSM, Profit Sweet Spot Matrix, I believe, David. But we are posting a list of every trade that was alerted. So the PSSM actually listed every single trade that was presented by the system throughout the day on every one of those stocks. We're not providing that, but we are providing once a week an updated, at the end of the week, an updated list of every trade that was alerted and what the performance was of each of those trades, whether it was a winning trade, a losing trade, and then tracking the total performance against, tracking the total performance, win-loss ratio. I see YX is asking, does the service include the live trading room? No, sir. The live trading room is available for people who have an Aurora trading system subscription, and it is primarily dedicated to teaching how to use the Aurora trading system. The options trading alert service is us understanding, my team understanding how to read and interpret the entirety of the Aurora system, even parts of it that we haven't yet released to our community, and submit those trades via alert to you to take advantage of.
Montana's asking, what time range in each day are the options alerts likely to be released for getting into the trades?
Market opens at 9:30, market closes at 4. Because these are day trades, most likely, but there will be exceptions, most likely there won't be any trades after 2 o'clock. That would suggest that we might be getting into a trade and we might not have enough time for it to move, although there might be exceptions to that. But basically, we are not in control of the market. We want what the market wants. And so whenever the signal presents itself, whatever time of day that is, we'll be alerting that if it's a trade that we've decided to take.
Mark, Raj is asking, we are in the middle of a correction and crazy volatility. Do you account for the geopolitical and inflation concerns?
So first of all, the Aurora trading system has comprehended all of that. We have tested the Aurora trading system sufficiently that we are comfortable with our ability to look at the signals and interpret the signals and also factor in some decision-making around those signals to take the trades. I don't really pay attention to the news. I look at the market. And we're also trading 30-minute, 5-minute signals, 30-minute and 5-minute alignment. Those 30-minute and 5-minute alignment signals, no matter what's going on in the world, have cycles that move higher and cycles that move lower. No matter what you think is going on in the world, this is not a simple movement to the downside. If you look at today's activity, everything was biased down, big picture, but there were cycles higher, there were cycles lower. We are trading the cycles on a 30-minute, 5-minute time frame for this alert service.
Raj is asking how many trades, I'm assuming, Sean, how many trades do we expect to see?
Yeah, I think realistically, it could be 1 to 3 trades a day. There might be a rare occasion where we don't have a trade on a day, or we've decided that we didn't like any of the trades that were presented. but generally it's probably going to be 1 to 3 trades a day. This isn't going to be, super active where you have 10 trades in a day. First of all, we have a limited list of watch list that we are going to be focused on. And as we evolve that or possibly add team members, we may see an increase in the number of alerts. But initially, I think it's realistic to expect somewhere around 1 to 3 trades a day. More importantly, the objective that we have, as I stated, is about $300 a day average. And we'll see how we do against that objective. As I said, if we only achieve half of that, that's $3,000 a month for a $200 service.
Mark, Tony is asking, for the personal trading plan data that you showed, is that results for the system or your own personal results?
That's personal results, Tony, because as I said, the system is measured strictly from 7 to 2. So if I tell Kristen we're going to stop trading and I record my performance as of that point in time, she continues to track everything to the end of the day. And today was a great example. Kristen, we stopped trading, I think it was around 12:30, 12:45 or so. And
right before.
right before, but we didn't know, right?
Right.
But what was happening around 12, let's say 12:40-ish, was we had seen a pretty sluggish accumulation of profits throughout the day. And we were sitting at only 31 points. And, 31 points is positive, so that's okay. But we had been slightly down. We'd been up to 31 points, 3 hours before that. And we had a lot of trades that we were telling the room we were filtering out because we'd pulled so far off the moving averages, it was a high risk trade, or the moving averages were so wrapped up so tight, it was a high risk trade. So we had all of those factors. So we decided to stop. I stepped away, I come back, and Kristen calls me and goes, so after we quit, I kept recording and the system ended up, I think it was up 121 points today, somewhere around that. So there were a couple of really nice trends and more cycles after that. So like I said before, there are days where when I stop based on Pat's or my personal judgment, I'm putting that number into the personal trading plan. Today is a day that my personal trading plan underperformed the system. Bill is asking, do you provide a suggested stop loss for the trades? No, we don't. We are not using stops on these trades. We are simply using our chart patterns. We have certain criteria that we are going to be following when we look at the 30-minute and the 5-minute chart. We know that when we need to take the trade off, and if we have not hit our profit target and we take the trade off, we immediately send you an alert and say we've closed the trade. But your in options trading for this type of service, because we've got such strong signals from the Aurora trading system, and the Aurora trading system is going to give us a pretty quick flash if things reverse. We're not sitting just hoping it's going to work out okay. We're going to take the trade off when we see those signals neutralize or reverse. So we're not using a stop. If you prefer to use a stop because that makes you more comfortable in your own personal trading, that's what you should do. But when we alert, we are either going for the profit target or waiting for a stop or reversal to tell us you should no longer be in this trade, and that's when we'll close it out. And sometimes that will be closing it out for a smaller profit than our target. Sometimes we'll be closing it out for a loss.
Samir's asking, would the alert list the fill price for the trade you took?
Absolutely. That's one of the key factors. We are, as soon as we are filled, we put into the alert, everything else on the alert is filled out and ready to go. And as soon as we are filled, we put the price in and send the alert, which is why typically you're going to get the alert probably in 30 to 60 seconds after we fill the trade.
Mark Nin is asking, I want to learn Aurora trading, but I have a full-time job. How do I go and learn this system and be able to trade full-time so I can quit my job?
We have a lot of people who have that same goal, and so I'm going to show you something here. Okay, you're asking me, so what I want to do is get you started very easily. If you go to this link, newcycletrading.com/education, newcycletrading.com/education. And if you scroll, there's a lot of great information here, but if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see free education right here. And you said specifically that you want to learn the Aurora trading system. We offer the first 4 education modules for the Aurora trading system free. They're about an hour each, maybe a little longer with some Q&A that's in there. You should invest the time because this is on demand. It's at yours. You know, when you have free time to do it, you should look at that. If you don't know anything about futures trading, you should do this 2-module futures trading education, which is free. And then there's all this other stuff which you can get free. Those 2 right there, and add the 3rd one on fractals, those 3 will get you a good understanding, a good foundation of what the Aurora trading system is all about. And then what I would say, so do it in this order, then look at those 3, they're all free. You're not going to invest anything but your time. Then when you're ready and you have some time to carve out, maybe around your job, maybe even taking a vacation, whatever, come here and join our live trading room free for a week. So if you have a good understanding of Aurora, the Aurora trading system, that but through the education, and then you come into our live trading room for a week, Kristen calls out the signals every day from 8 a.m. until we close the live trading room, which is generally somewhere around noonish. But she calls out the signals, and she's not just calling out the signals. Kristen is a very skilled educator. She understands how to help people learn. So she will describe to you not only the signal, but she'll tell you how to identify when the signal might be coming, what to expect, what to get ready for. And so if you were to go through the trading education on Aurora, on futures, and on fractals, and then you came into the live trading room for a week, you're going to have a very good understanding of what Aurora is all about. Now, one of the things about futures then is you trade them 23 hours a day. So if you were to let us help you evolve into being confident with the signals and confident with your trading, then you can choose to trade whenever you want to. You know, if you, I don't know where you live, what time zone you're in, what part of the world you're in, but 3 a.m. Eastern time sounds crazy, but there are people in Europe that that's not a crazy time. And there's some really great activity around that. You can trade in the evening, but it's a 23-hour-a-day opportunity. You can also trade options. So if you have your own subscription to the Aurora trading system and you'd prefer to trade options, you can find a few minutes during the day and you'll learn how to set up alerts for yourself, audible and visual alerts within the trading system that give you a hint that you might have a signal coming. You go take a look at that. You can open your trade and you put a good to canceled order on the trade and you go back to work. That's how I would suggest you get started.
Ron's asking, are the average trades taken at 50 delta and current weekly expiration?
That's a great question, Ron. Yes. So we're typically going to look for 50 delta, as close to 50 as we can get. Generally, we find that it's better to trade the first strike out of the money. And that's generally somewhere around a 48 to 50 delta. And we will use our judgment on the expiration, but we will try to use the current week. But the exception would be if the current week, and we're sending out an alert on Friday, and there's an alert on Amazon, there's no way I'm going to trade that day, same day expiration, because we're fighting time value decay throughout the day. So We'll always have at least a few days to expiration, but generally somewhere between 3 days to a week to expiration. That's what our target is.
Mark Fergal is asking, could you please walk us through a typical options trade with the new system?
I'm going to pull up a chart here, and
I thought you might like to do that.
I will attempt to do that. Now I'm going to just look at Amazon. It's one of my favorite. I don't know if there was one today or not, but what I'm going to look at here is the alerts, and I'm going to look at our 30-minute chart. So today there was actually a signal to go long at 9:30. Long doesn't sound like that'd be a good idea today, but let's just see what happened. So let me do this here, be a little bit easier. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So hold on just a second, folks. So 9:30, it looks like there was a long, but we're not going to take trades right at 9:30. We'll wait for 9:35. Option pricing is really volatile and can be very sporadic right at 9:30 or 9:31. So we're generally going to wait for 9:35. So at 9:35, I'm going through this here just to see if I can find a trade for you real quick. So we had a, so we had a 5-minute long at 9:30. It doesn't show that way right now, but at 9:35, we also had a 5-minute long. The reason I know that is because I can see where it stopped. It didn't stop until 9:45. So 9:35, we would be in a trade, and you can see what happened here. Initially, it came lower. So the stock opened at 3,073 on the 9:35 bar. It moved against us, and then it took off to the upside, and it moved up to 3106. So that's a 33-point move. What we're looking for on Amazon is $5 of profit. We need about $10 of movement in the underlying stock to get $5 of profit, because we're trading a 50 delta. That was an easy $5 profit right there. The trade was signaled at 9:30, confirmed at 9:35. You can't really see it right here now because there was a reversal, and the block doesn't show properly here, but you can see it in the alert log. So that's one example. Let me just check and see if there's another one here real quick. Let's take a look at SPY, see if there was anything on SPY today. Oops, I don't have alerts set up for SPY. I have them set up for SPX, and that's the same thing. So let's take a look here. Again, we're using a 30-minute and a 5-minute alignment. I'm looking at the alerts for today. 10:30 this morning on SPY, on the 30-minute chart, there was a short. 10:30, there was a short. And I just have to look back here and see if there was the same short on the 5-minute, and there was. So you would be in at 10:30, and on SPY, which is 10% of the value of SPX, we're looking for $6 move on SPX, and we're looking for a $3 profit on SPX, which translates to a 30-cent profit on SPY. So 42.91 got down to 42.74. 42.74. So you've got $17 of movement. That's about $8.50 of profit on a 50 delta, and that translates to 85 cents on SPY. So it easily hit our 30-cent profit target. Does that help, Fergal? That's just a couple of examples of what we're looking for. Plus, we have a couple of our own, I'll call them secret sauce components. The Aurora system is fantastic, and there are parts of the Aurora system that we have yet to teach or announce to our community. We'll be using some of those ourselves. Okay, Y-axis is saying obviously not every trade is a winner. That is correct. Can you please describe stop loss rules in your system? We're not using a stop loss. So get that out of your thinking. If we have a trade that we're short on based on the 30-minute, 5-minute alignment, when the 30-minute, this block right here, which is called the PBA, it's part of the Aurora trading system. When that stops printing, we take the trade off. We might end up with a smaller profit than what we had anticipated, or we might end up with a small loss. Either way, we're taking the trade off when we get what's called a signal stopped indicator in the Aurora system. So we're not going to have situations where we're in a short and you have this huge run against you and you're fretting through the whole time, because by the time you start getting any kind of a major run against you, you're going to have a signal that's going to tell you you need to be going in the other direction, or at least you're going to have a signal that tells you you ought to be out of this trade completely. And there are a few other things that we're going to be doing to protect, but that's the basis of it. We are so confident in the reliability of our Aurora system signals that we are going to rely on it to get us into the trade, and we're going to rely on it to get us out of the trade. Now, here's a great example right here. Here is a long that was indicated by the 30-minute chart at 3 o'clock. Now, we wouldn't be really alerting something most likely at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I want to just show this to you as an example. This alert told us to get into the trade, and you can see where the price bar opened. The next bar says you shouldn't be in this trade anymore, and you can see where the price bar opened. It's a small profit. So we take that trade off for a small profit, and we're out of the trade, we're done. Even if it was a small loss, we're going to take the trade off.
Now, just to clarify, stop losses we do use for futures trading. And
Yes.
we adjust that in the live trading room. We talk about where we're adjusting our stop to. Each trade has a stop loss attached to it, but options are different.
Yeah, if we were trading futures, just to make sure nobody's confused about this, here's a futures trading dome through our broker, our platform, Infinity Futures. We're using an 80, this is on NASDAQ 100 futures, we're using an 80 tick stop loss, which translates to 20 points, which translates to $400. That's our stop loss on NASDAQ 100 futures. But on trading options, we're not using a stop loss. The whole options construction is a little different than futures. You've got a bid and the ask. You've got a midpoint between the bid and the ask. We're always trading off the midpoint. We're never trading off the bid and the ask. So if someone's concerned about the spread difference between the bid and the ask, we are always trading off the midpoint between the bid and the ask. So we're actually operating in a natural state of narrowing the bid and ask spread.
Mark, will there be any sort of a brief tutorial for E-Trade?
No, we don't have any intentions right now of doing a tutorial on any brokerage firm. We've got a large number of people in our community. We have a very large number of people who have expressed an interest in this options alert service. And we've got people trading a wide range of trading platforms. So it's up to you to learn your trading platform and understand how to place your trades. If we do it on E-Trade, then kind of opens the door to every other platform. And we're not familiar with every trading platform. Interactive Brokers, Thinkorswim, E-Trade, there's different trading platforms. It's up to you to actually feel comfortable placing your trades.
Gavin's asking, what is your recommended account balance for the option trading service?
So that's, of course, a question that needs to be answered, first of all, by what are you comfortable having in your account and having at risk? And when you take trades, what are you comfortable putting in as your capital commitment? I think 10,000 is a reasonable amount to have available to trade. There are some Amazon trades, especially earlier in the week, or if we're trading Friday expiration of the next week on the prior week Friday, some of the Amazon trades can be $60 or $70 at the money. So one contract could be $6,000 or $7,000. Now, if you're not comfortable having that amount in your account, or you're not comfortable taking a more expensive trade like that, then you can filter those out. If we alert an Amazon trade and you're not comfortable taking a higher price trade, then don't take the trade. If you're trading ETFs primarily, $5,000 is a reasonable amount. You got to think in terms of how many trades you want to have on at one time. We might have a couple of trades on at one time, but you should be looking at this as a way to kind of get yourself started and grow your account. So I think 5,000 is a reasonable minimum. 10,000 is a more comfortable level, which gives you a little bit more capacity to take the trades and also take the number of contracts that you want to trade.
Mark, would you issue multiple alerts on the same ticker throughout the day if you had multiple signals?
If there are trades, yeah. You know, if not simultaneously, meaning we would need to be out of the first trade. But if we were short on something and we're out of it for our profit, and there was a trade that comes on because there's a nice cycling pattern that shows to be long, then we have no qualms about taking that trade. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Con. It's Amazon and Amazon on the 5 and the 30. When we alert, and I told you the number of contracts that we would be trading, you can trade whatever contracts you want. If we're alerting an Amazon trade and we're basing our trade on one contract and we're going to track performance of the service based on one contract, I already know people in my community that will easily trade 10, 15, or 20 contracts of that. We're not telling you how many contracts to trade. We're telling you how many contracts we're basing the performance measurement of the system on this options trading alert service. So, I mean, we, in our live account, when we're taking these trades, we might be trading more than one contract, but that's not important. That is not what you need to be focused on. You need to be focused on how many contracts do you want to trade. We're telling you the directional bias. We're telling you we have confidence in the signal, and we're telling you that we're going to base the performance of the service on one contract of Amazon, or 5 of Apple, or 5 on the ETFs. But if you decide you want to trade 50 contracts of the ETFs, or you want to, or we alert a SPY trade and you decide you want to take an SPX cash index trade instead, those are all variables that align with the alert that we sent out, but those are at your complete discretion. You can decide how you want to take that trade. When we report every week, you're going to see the profit or loss that we report on each trade based on these factors right here, the number of contracts. Now, we're going to have trades that don't hit $5 on Shopify. We're going to have trades that don't hit $3 on Tesla. So you might see a trade that only reports $1.70 on Tesla. You might see a Shopify trade that reports a $3 loss. Those are going to be the realities of trading. But these are the profit targets. You will understand these and know these. And when you get an alert, you'll know what the target is based on what we're sharing with you here, this matrix. And then you decide how many contracts you want to trade. When it comes to the Aurora trading system, if you decide to learn the Aurora trading system, come into our live trading room. Kristen does a phenomenal job of helping you understand the best way to interpret the signals. And there are only 3 primary signals right now that we're trading. The performance results that I shared with you are based on those 3 signals. We record every single trade. We record the details of every single trade every day. We've got the details all right here. And then we've got a daily summary. And we can show you what the total performance was from 7 to 2. We had a healthy losing day, but we have a stop on our futures trading that for the day. If we hit 85 points of loss, we generally stop trading for the day. That's what happened on that day. And you can see what the rest of the days were. We also, thanks to Aaron's design of this tracking tool, we are able to assess, well, during the day, before we hit that awesome profit, what was our maximum drawdown? What was the maximum loss that we were at any point during the day before we ended up recovering? We also can see, well, what was the maximum profit that we achieved during the day before we finished at the end of the day. So I'll just pick on a day. Here's a day that we were down $340 at one point during the day. We were up $2,155, and by trading all the way until 2 o'clock, we finished at $1,350. This is a day, when I mentioned PATs before, and how sometimes our philosophy of PATs, which we taught in session 5 of the Aurora education, this is a day that our personal performance outperformed the system, because I would not give back $800, would not give back 40 points. So if you've been through the training, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So that's really great information for us to have. And based on that, we're able to then evaluate and do research on, what if we limited our loss to 50 points? What if we increased our loss to 100 points? Today is Wednesday. What can I expect on a typical Wednesday? 95 points, 95.7 points. Tomorrow is Thursday. What can I expect on a typical Thursday? 122 points. This is all based on the NASDAQ. What can I expect on a typical Friday? Fridays are usually our biggest days. 164 points. That's an average Friday. So we have all this data. We share it in the live trading room. It is a huge help to let traders know what to expect out of the day. But then we go beyond that and we say, listen, NASDAQ is not everything to everybody. It's a great place to learn. It's a great place to hone your skills. It's a great place to really confirm your understanding of the signals. But we can also trade oil. We can also trade bonds. We can also trade wheat. We can also trade corn. We can trade pretty much any futures contract out there that you have a desire to trade. So, by the way, oil, using a 5-15 alignment, we talk about alignments and timeframes extensively in the live trading room to help guide you there. But oil delivered about $3,000 of profit today trading one contract. So that's not unusual for oil. It's not always 3,000, but oil does a great job just simply following the Aurora trading system signals. I can put up chart after chart of stocks, indexes, ETFs, different futures contracts, and show you that once you understand how to recognize the primary signals within the Aurora system, the system that we spent 18 months perfecting before we released it to our community, these signals are going to apply to taking profits from most any market. Without getting into all of the details here, just look at this 15-minute chart. Just look at a visual. That's all I ask you to do. Just look at a visual. If you go back to, 3 o'clock in the morning, here's a signal that tells you to go short. This PBA signal tells you to go short. What happened to the price of the index? it moved lower. This signal tells you to go long. It kind of flattened out and we took it off for a small profit. This signal tells you to go long again, and then boom, it took off. Now it kind of, it told you to take it off right here. You got a small profit, but then the next one is you knock it out of the park right there. So the signals are so solid. We want to teach you how to interpret them. We want you to understand them, and there can be a few differences from index to index and futures contract to futures contract. But you know, here's another one. Tells you to go short. That's what it did. Tells you to go short. This is a trade that we take off for a small profit here because it zeroed out, and so on and so forth. Signals are really easy to follow. We developed the system so that it's not complex for traders. It's easy for traders to be able to follow. I don't have any other questions out here, folks. Happy to answer any other questions you might have. Amy's saying, for oil, I'm still a newbie, but what would be a good amount to start with? So the amount in your account, I still don't think needs to be more than $5,000, Amy. We always suggest that people start with a $5,000 trading account. The margin on oil is $2,000. So you have to have $2,000 in your account in order to put on one contract, but the margin is not your risk. On oil, Amy, and I'm happy to clarify this with you tomorrow in the live trading room. On oil, we're using a 20 tick profit target that results in $200. We're using a 40 tick stop loss, which is a risk of $400. Sure, Montana. Will the option trades be puts and calls only or also spreads? We are not trading spreads in the options alert service. They will be buying to open puts and buying to open calls, no spreads. Now, that may change down the road, but that is what we are planning on doing. Let's get this started. Let's get some money in your pocket through benefiting from our focused attention to the alerts and to the signals, sending you the alerts, and we'll see from there. But we're going to try to keep it just as simple as possible. I'll let you do that math, Steve. Is that a quiz question for me? All right, so I don't see any other new questions out here, but I'll just leave you with this thought. I would love to see all of you participate in this because I think it's a significant opportunity. But if you invest $97 for the first month and you invest $197 for 2 additional months, you've got 2, 4, 5, you've got $495 invested in the first 3 months for a service that if we fall short and only achieve 50% of our average profit objective, has the ability to deliver you $12,000 of profit during that 3-month period. So $12,000 for under $500 of investment. Go to your banker and say, I want to put this $500 in a 3-month CD and I want $12,000 as a return, or what if we fall short of that? you make $6,000. Half of half over that 3-month period. There you go. All right, Kristen, Aaron, anything you want to add?
Nope.
Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and close out. Look for an email tomorrow announcing the options trading alert service. It's, in my opinion, a very easy decision. We're making the pricing such that you can get started. You can try it out. It's less than $100 for the first month. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. And those of you who are in our live trading room, we'll talk to you 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thank you.